It's Chris Waters here on the live stage show at GameSpot's E3 2013 coverage. I'm joined again by Corey, the man who bedazzles everything with Pikmin. Corey, welcome back to the stage.
Thank you, Chris. Good to be back.
Is your microphone on?
It says it's on.
All right, I can hear you now.
A little bit closer. There we go.
Excellent. Corey, I think you might be our most frequent guest on stage here. You are the Nintendo guy.
It seems to be that way.
It's pretty awesome having you here, though. And today it's Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze.
Today we've got Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, as you mentioned, for Wii U. We just announced this game actually for the first time a couple days ago.
Was that the Tuesday morning thing that I woke up really early for?
Were you awake at 7 a.m.?
Yeah,
bright and early?
7 a.m. It's
awesome.
E3. Give me a break. Anyway, yeah, Donkey Kong Country back in action. Recent Donkey Kong platformers have been Donkey Kong Country Returns. That was a huge hit on Wii U and then 3DS.
Yep.
And now Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. Hopefully this will involve frozen bananas in some way.
Yeah, so we'll go ahead and hop into some early gameplay here. As you mentioned, Tropical Freeze, this game actually, the storyline actually has these Viking invaders invading Donkey Kong Island, kind of kicking him out.
Vikings doing what they do, right?
They're Vikings, and they're not just any Vikings. They're evil sea lions, walruses, and penguins.
Wow,
so,
a whole menagerie. Donkey Kong, way to extricate yourself from that crashed airplane in a totally smooth way.
Now, right off the bat in this first level, you're going to see something you didn't see in Donkey Kong Country Returns for Wii, which is underwater levels. The development team has kind of gone back. They've added a lot of new things they wanted to add that they couldn't in the original Donkey Kong Country Returns.
Look at his adorable little feet kicking.
Did you realize that Donkey Kong was such a great swimmer?
He is a very accomplished swimmer. Wow.
The animations that the development team's been able to do, I mean, like the detail in his feet kicking and almost like the water coming off of him when he jumps out of the water is just...
It looks nice.
It is a absolutely beautiful looking game.
You're picking on these dodos, man. They're extinct. Oh, the K.
So, another reason we're really excited about this game is that, you know, you've got these HD multi-layered visuals. So not only, you know, the foreground just absolutely breathtaking, but the background, the multi-tiered HD graphics, you got some stuff going on in the background. Throughout this level, you're actually going to see the Viking ships kind of invading as well. But
now,
right
Donkey Kong Country Returns, you know, it's about the banana collection. It's about sort of finding secret areas. We saw one that was we saw one there earlier. We're going to be able to get up by that piranha plant. You know, like we're sort of scouting out. My eye immediately tries to spot all the little areas you can try to get to.
Yeah, most people that have played games in the Donkey Kong Country series know these levels are filled to the brim with secrets. So you've got banana coins, you've got the KONG letters, you've got the puzzle pieces. One thing we're seeing Donkey Kong doing previously was he was actually plucking things out of the ground to advance through, you know, some puzzle elements, which is also a brand new element to this game. You know, fans that played Super Mario Bros. 2 back in the day might remember plucking vegetables.
So many turnips.
So his new plucking ability is going to have that ability. You'll have the ability to solve puzzles in new ways here. Of course, you just saw the return of a familiar Kong as well, the old Diddy Kong. He's back with his barrel jet, kind of jetpack. So when you get him on your back, you can kind of float, makes jumping and kind of gliding through the levels a little bit easier.
And with Diddy Kong on your back, it begs a question that Padbot in the Twitch chat is asking about co-op play.
So this game, although Terry's back here playing the game one player, the game will support up to 2 players locally. And of course, yeah, one player would take the role of Donkey Kong, the other could take the role of Diddy Kong. If you guys have watched the E3 trailer, you may have actually seen the appearance of Dixie Kong.
Yeah, I was going to say, we got other Kongs in there.
So she's not playable here in the E3 demo, but she is back. Again, fans of the original Donkey Kong Country games back on the Super Nintendo will remember that Dixie Kong, of course, had the ability to kind of spin her ponytail and kind of float up higher to higher places. One thing actually I want to point out right here, though, is another new thing the development team has added, which is this dynamic camera.
Yeah, you were spinning around that tree.
Cool. So no longer does a level necessarily have to go from left to right the entire level. You might have, you know, going around that tree in 3D. Now you're going through the jungle, hitting the bullseye on this Viking ship here.
What is this? And so that was, but that's, you know, those are sort of, you know, if this is the core action, the platforming, this perspective, those are sort of these action moments, and like mine carts had factored heavily in the Donkey Kong Country series previously.
Mine carts are making a return.
Mine carts are back. What about Rambi and Swordfish Guy and rideable other
the
creatures?
rideable buddies. We haven't seen any of those quite yet, but definitely stay tuned for more. I can share actually one additional piece of information, though, that was shared by Mr. Tanabe, producer on the game, yesterday in a developer direct on YouTube. He actually shared that in addition to Diddy Kong and Dixie Kong, there will be one additional character that will be
Cranky
playable.
Kong confirmed. No, maybe not. Yeah, people are asking about all types of different Kongs in here, some of which I think might actually be joke Kongs that they're just trying to get me to mention.
They're making up.
But here we see, is this Walrus Fellow one of the Viking?
Looks like, yeah, they're the Viking invaders again, trying to stir up trouble and basically kick Donkey Kong out. Another cool thing, we saw early on in the level, actually, right here I should point out that there's a letter behind the G letter, kind of back in the background there. A new thing you're going to be able to do in this game is actually pick up enemies, and you can throw them into a target, so bringing that G letter up here.
Yeah, I saw you grabbing a turtle shell earlier. I think that grabbing turtle shells is actually a pretty cool game mechanic. I hope we should see that in more stuff, maybe next year at E3.
I'm not sure where they got that idea from.
Grabbing turtle shells. All right, so Tropical Freeze, obviously, this level is showing us the tropical. But Donkey Kong Country, is a diverse land, shall we say, full of different biomes and different environments. Where else are these guys going to go?
In this game, you're actually going to be kicked, like I said, kicked out of Donkey Kong Island, and you're actually going to be basically kind of jumping from island to island. There's actually 5 islands you're going to be going through, and based on the tropical freeze, you might, think that they will take you to some frozen areas with some snow.
I don't think that doesn't sound. I guess
we did show a little bit of that off in the trailer, so again, fans can expect to go to snowy levels, underwater levels, a vast variety of locales in the game. We do have one other quick level we can show you guys if you have a little bit of time.
Yes, please.
Okay. This level in particular is going to focus a little bit more on barrel blasting. So we're going to see a lot of barrel blasting, and we're going to see a lot more of that dynamic camera as well. That's really fun and gives you these great perspectives on the level. One thing that viewers at home may or may not know is that we actually have a special Best Buy event taking place at E3. So for those in the audience that may not know or maybe not able to come to E3, if you go to bestbuy.com/Nintendo events, you'll be able to find a location near you where you can actually get your hands on this game this coming Saturday.
Oh, cool! This Saturday. Mm-hmm. And odds are you're probably close to a Best Buy if you live in America.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you guys have done some, especially with the Wii U. I think Nintendo has been doing some of those kind of events. Get out, get your hands on it, get to try it out.
It's fun to look at these games. All our games this year are absolutely gorgeous, but what really matters is how they play, and that's what we want to do: is get these games into players' hands so they can kind of, play them themselves.
Now, certainly barrel heavy, as you mentioned. This is Canyon and very aptly named. It's sort of a mix here of, you reach a certain point, now we're just going to fire you through some barrels and it's going to look cool, and also you need to get your precision timing down so you don't fire yourself into bombs. Although totally missing the heart and the puzzle piece there. I mean, come on.
You don't want to go 100% your first time through. You don't want to leave a little bit for that replay value.
Well, is it possible to go 100% your first time through, or do you have to, are there alternate routes you have to choose between that you'll want to replay a level?
That's actually a really good question. We mentioned the different characters, so Diddy Kong being available, Dixie Kong.
Diddy Kong with his jetpack, Dixie Kong with her
little
aerocopter thing.
So certain characters might actually be more, more inclined or better for reaching certain items, perhaps. So you might want to take that into consideration when you're choosing which character to buddy up with.
What are the puzzle pieces for? What do they do? What kind of puzzle?
So again, players of the original or Donkey Kong Country series with Donkey Kong Country Returns on Wii, when you collected a lot of these pieces and the KONG letters, you could unlock secret levels. The banana coins you could use at the shop. We haven't unveiled exactly what everything those are going to do in this game. Oh, nice.
Oh, See you, Diddy. Thanks for taking that giant spiked log for the team.
You know, one of my favorite things in the original Donkey Kong Country Returns was the satisfaction of reaching the final secret level, and you had to basically collect every KONG piece through every single level in the game.
It's too bad you guys aren't going to be putting a final secret level in this game or anything.
You know, we
like
don't know.
That. All right, before we wrap it up here, I got a question coming over Twitter from Georgina Perez wondering how much of this play that we're seeing can be done on the gamepad on that little tablet thing.
That's a great question. So right now we're actually playing on the Wii Remote and Nunchuck. However, you can play the game fully with the Wii U gamepad, and it does support full support for off-TV play. Great feature. And the release date for this is this November, so right in time for this holiday season.
This November, Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze for the Wii U. Corey, great to see you again, man. Thanks for talking Nintendo to us.
Thanks again, Chris.
All right, folks. Day 3 marches on. More live demos coming your way in just a second.